Carbureted bikes are everywhere. Millions of riders depend on them every single day. They're simple, reliable, and when maintained correctly, they run beautifully for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. But here's what nobody warns you about. Carbureted engines have specific weaknesses that fuel-injected bikes simply don't have. And there are 5 things that carbureted bike owners do regularly that cause damage which is completely silent, completely avoidable, and sometimes completely irreversible. Number 3 destroys more carbureted engines than anything else, and the worst part is most riders doing it genuinely believe they're helping their bike. Stay until the end because number 5 turns a minor problem into a major rebuild faster than you'd ever expect. Let's get into it. Thing 1. Leaving fuel in the carburetor during long storage. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. Fuel and a carburetor left together for weeks is one of the most destructive combinations in motorcycling. Modern fuel contains ethanol. When your bike sits unused, the fuel inside your carburetor float bowl slowly evaporates. The light components go first, leaving behind gums, varnish, and ethanol water residue. This residue thickens over days and weeks. It hardens into a sticky lacquer that coats every surface inside your carburetor, especially the jets. Jets are tiny, precision-drilled holes. Even partial blockage means your bike won't start, runs rough, or stumbles under throttle. Cleaning varnish-blocked jets is not a quick job. Many riders end up replacing the carburetor entirely. The solution takes 2 minutes. Anytime your bike sits for more than 2 weeks, turn the fuel tap off and run the engine until it stalls. Empty float bowl means no varnish, no blockage, no problem. Thing 2. Cleaning jets with wire or metal tools. The moment a carbureted bike runs rough, most riders pull the carburetor apart and poke something through the jets to clear them. This is where the expensive mistake happens. Jets are calibrated to exact diameters measured in fractions of a millimeter. Your entire fuel-air mixture depends on those holes being precisely the right size. When you push a wire or pin through a blocked jet, you enlarge that hole permanently. Your engine now runs rich, too much fuel, not enough air. Fuel consumption rises, spark plugs foul faster, carbon buildup accelerates. Power drops quietly over time. The correct method is carburetor cleaner spray and compressed air only. Spray to dissolve the blockage, blow compressed air to clear it. If it still won't clear, soak the jet in cleaner for 30 minutes and try again. A jet that won't clear after proper soaking should be replaced. Jets are cheap. An engine running permanently rich is not. Thing 3. Over-richening the mixture to fix problems. This is the one. This destroys more carbureted engines than anything else on this list because it feels like the right thing to do. When a carbureted bike runs rough or hesitates, the most common response is to richen the fuel mixture. Turn the mixture screw out. The bike feels smoother. Problem solved. Except it isn't solved, it's hidden. A rich mixture means excess fuel that doesn't fully combust. That unburned fuel washes down your cylinder walls, stripping the oil film from your piston rings. Compression drops, oil consumption increases. Carbon deposits build on the piston and combustion chamber. The engine that felt better after the adjustment is actually deteriorating with every single kilometer. The rough running was a symptom of something else entirely. A dirty jet, a worn needle, a float issue, an air leak. Over-richening never fixes the actual cause. It masks it while creating new damage on top. If your carbureted bike is running rough, find the real cause. Richer is almost never the right answer.
Thing 4. Ignoring the air filter. Your carburetor calculates the perfect fuel-air mixture based on a specific volume of clean air flowing through it. A dirty air filter breaks that calculation. Less airflow means the fuel metering stays the same while air decreases. Your mixture runs rich automatically. And we've just covered what rich running does to your engine over time. But there's a second failure mode that's worse. A severely clogged filter creates enough pressure differential that air and dust gets pulled around the filter edges instead of through it. Now, unfiltered air carries abrasive particles directly into your carburetor and engine. Those particles travel into your cylinder and act as grinding compound against your piston rings and cylinder wall. Riders who ignore this discover it when their engine suddenly burns oil and loses compression. By then, the damage requires a rebuild, not a service. Check your air filter every 3,000 kilometers. Clean foam or reusable filters. Replace paper elements when they're beyond cleaning. The cost of a filter versus the cost of a rebuild is not a comparison anyone wants to make. Thing 5. Ignoring a small fuel leak. This is the one that turns a minor problem into a major rebuild faster than anything else on this list. Your carburetor has a float, a small buoyant chamber that rises and falls with fuel level, controlling a needle valve to maintain correct fuel in the float bowl. When the float needle wears, it stops closing properly. Fuel keeps entering past the correct level. It overflows. And here's where catastrophic damage happens. Excess fuel from an overflowing carburetor seeps past the carburetor slide into the intake manifold and directly into your engine cylinder while your bike sits parked, silently, without you knowing anything is wrong. This is called hydraulic lock. Your cylinder fills with liquid fuel. When you press the starter the next morning, your piston tries to compress that liquid. Liquids don't compress. Something gives: a bent connecting rod, a cracked piston, or a destroyed engine case. The warning signs are slight fuel smell, a drip from the overflow tube, or a bike that's hard to start in the mornings and clears up after a few attempts. These feel minor. They are not minor. A float needle costs almost nothing. A connecting rod replacement costs more than most riders want to think about. Never ignore a fuel leak, no matter how small. Here's what connects all 5 of these mistakes. None of them announce themselves loudly. They're quiet, gradual, and they give you just enough time to ignore them, right up until the moment they don't. Carbureted bikes reward riders who understand their specific weaknesses, and they punish the ones who don't. You now know the 5 things that matter most. The only decision left is whether you act on them before the problem finds you or after. Subscribe if this channel is giving you knowledge that keeps your bike running and your wallet intact. See you in the next one.